you ready? John? Ready? All right, I would like to call our May 21st Brigantine City Council meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Please remain standing while our Deputy Mayor Karen Bute leads us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the precious gifts of freedom, the freedom to worship, to speak, and to live according to our conscience. On this Memorial Day weekend, we remember with deep gratitude the brave men and women who gave their lives so that we might enjoy these liberties. Their sacrifice and reflects your love. Help us to use our freedom wisely, to serve others, seek justice, and reflect your light in a world longing for peace. Comfort the families who have lost loved ones in service and remind them that their sacrifice was not in vain. May we live each day with thankfulness and courage, honoring both their memory and your grace. In your name, right? Thank you.
And can you read the Public Meetings Act announcement?
This is to advise notices covering this meeting have been sent and posted as required.
Thank you. And Tiger, I heard we have an extra long executive session tonight. Is that true?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half, Dad. I'm sorry. We're just kidding.
No executive session.
Thank you. As we're going to have to stop him. He was coming up here. No executive tonight. We have our approval of our May 7th, 2025 council meeting minutes with motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Virgilio,
Yes.
Dane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Our approval of our bill requisition list, motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Virgilio,
Yes.
Dane,
Yes.
Reardon, Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, this time we'll open it up for public comment. This is public comment on agenda items only. We also have a number of public hearings tonight, so if you're here for a specific issue, then we would ask them to speak during that public hearing. Seeing no public comment, we're going to close the public portion. Oh. Sure. Well, there's a public hearing. Yeah, I would speak during the public hearing. We're going to close the public portion. Right now, we have ordinance number 10 of 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance to supplement Chapter 210 of the Code of the City of Brigantine entitled Mercantile Businesses to further define ice cream truck operations and food truck operations. We have a motion second. All right, this time we're going to open it up for a public hearing. Anybody wishing to be heard in this ordinance, please come up, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Michael Valiente. I live at 103 20th Street in Brigantine. I've lived here for about 7 years now. I am a veteran that sells ice cream on the beach. I'm here with two of my other ice cream people that are veterans on the beach. And the ordinance you're trying to propose, where we're allowing the truck or the driver of the truck to walk to the beach and ring the bell in an obnoxious manner, definitely will affect us, but it also will affect the people that are on the beach. What I mean by that is, we have had several people come to me before and say, that ice cream guy, how does he come down to the beach and ring that bell? And he creates a lot of undue havoc for people. And I think that by allowing him to do that, he will also take away from the veterans because, as my other ice cream guy said, the north end, we have one guy named Dave, and that's where he sells ice cream at. And what would happen if that guy was allowed to come out on the beach and ring the bell, he would be able to ring the bell, get the customers, drive his truck down 3 blocks and get all the customers. And then Dave would not be able to get any customers. So I think it would greatly affect the ice cream guy, the veterans that are currently serving on the beach. And he's been doing it for, I don't know how many years, probably 10 years he's been doing it. So it's not just a matter of the obnoxious bell and the obnoxious things. And I know the ordinance used to state that it was 8th Street all the way to the seawall, which I understand that because there's no houses in that area. The houses that would be affected are the people that pay all those taxes that live right on the beach. They're gonna have to listen to that bell or like clanging into the bell. And I have actually video of that clanging into the bell that people sent to me directly and said, hey, this is what's going on. So I know that it would not be a good thing for Brigantine or a good thing for the veterans. I know there's other things that Jim would have to say, but I'm open for any questions if you would like to ask me any questions. And I know the talk is that the individual we're talking about from last year was, his name was Jim Callista. I don't know if it's the same one, but if it is the same person, then he is not a veteran. So even though he poses to be a veteran, he is not a veteran. So he's taken away from the veterans. So that's what I have to say. But I do want to say thank you very much to Brigantine because I know that you're very veteran friendly and I love being here as a veteran. I'm a lifetime member at the VFW and I really appreciate all you guys have done for us and continue to do for us and support. So that's all I have to say. I know Jim has a few things to say.
Hi, James Varasso, 6066 Main Street, Mays Landing, New Jersey. I just want to say I started this from the beginning, me and the mayor here, and I just want to, we had a situation in 2004 that we went to court, and it was supposed to, he was supposed to have a veteran on the truck, and because he wasn't a veteran. So I don't know who the city manager was at the time. He was a little shorter guy, but so he was allowed on the beach that way, and the veteran had to go out and ring the bell back then. Whoever's veteran is, he had to get the mercantile license and everything in his own name. Well, the new ordinance today that came out for 2024 is that the mercantile has to be in the, Jim Callista wouldn't be able to get it because he's not a veteran. And I'm trying to figure out how to get someone to listen to me for years that I have gone to the police to understand why he doesn't have a veteran in the truck and he's still out there. So that's just one of my things I want to know. Number two is, like Mike said, it's true that Dave walks down and the bell is rung. And by the time he gets down 3 more streets, all the people are back again. Then he goes down again. So he gets nothing on the way down. So then he has to come back halfway because Calista goes all the way down the other way. So the bell is really kind of screwing the veteran in that situation, and we're trying to stop that. That's all I got to say, unless you have something to say.
As I say, Jim, I know when I first got on council, this was a major issue in the city. You actually helped us to put this ordinance together and kind of work out the parameters of how it was supposed to run. And one of the things we talked about in the last council meeting is that I think one of the things we had agreed to is that the veterans walking the beach, they would have from 8th Street South, even though they could sell the whole front beach, but they would have from Kirby's 8th Street South all the way down to the Cove, and that the truck would be able to have from 8th Street South up to the promenade, be able to drive up to the beaches but not ring the bell. And I know I was a lifeguard on the beach when there was all the issues with the bell, especially, I think it was Jim Barber who talked about the difference.
Yes.
But a majority of issues happened between 14th Street and 34th Street. A lot of it had to do with moms come down the beach, the kids finally fall asleep, they ring the bell, baby wakes up. And because I know as a lifeguard down there, they would yell at us first, leave the direction of City Hall, and then they some Jim Barber calling on the screen at him. So I do remember those issues that existed there. And I think that was kind of the compromise that we had come up with to try to make it fair for everyone. So I'm very glad that you guys are here tonight to kind of share and help us to revisit those ideas.
Well, I think in the new ordinance, it says that it's a single zone now. It's not just from 8th Street all the way So the new ordinance, I think it's one single zone all the way from the seawall all the way around. If
For
I'm
the
not mistaken.
walkers, right? Yeah, for the veterans, yeah. Because we used to have 3 zones, we got rid of that, and I think that working with you guys, we let you guys kind of police and work out how you guys sell and zone out there so we can stay out.
That's pretty much, that's why we're saying, we're speaking for Dave's behalf, because he's not here right now. He's actually out of country right now. So we're speaking for him because he couldn't be here, so that's what we're speaking. This will affect us all, because then of course, Dave have to shift down, but generally speaking, we're looking at.
Well, he does, I do 7th Street usually on the other way, and he goes all, I hope he wouldn't be able to go to 14th Street. So, and like I said, I would like to talk to the city manager, or I don't even know who would be in charge of the Mercantile. I have to find that out, but I'd like to find out how he's getting his license. I don't know how he's getting his license. It has to be in his name. It has to be a veteran on the truck. That's what they worked out with Jimmy Barber and all that stuff. And it's not, he hasn't been following rules whatsoever. So if you know anybody that I can talk to in the Mercantile, or I don't know who I would have to speak with.
Our city manager.
I'll come and see you then. All right, I thank you.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
I'd like to say thank you once again, and we really do appreciate all the support the Brigantine has for the veterans. I mean that sincerely. And I hate to come here with this, say with a trivial thing like this, but it affects some of the other veterans, and that's how they make their livelihood. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Any other public comment on this hearing? All right, seeing none, we're going to close the public portion. Any council comments?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to say, first of all, Mr. Callista, he's obviously not here this evening. I'm sure he would probably like to speak on this matter. Recently, his mother did pass away at right at the age of 100. He's just had some issues he's dealing with that. But he's been here a long time, over not much over 25 years, but minimum 25 years. And I mean, he's really done a lot for our veterans. He helps at different things, the ball field things, and our seniors. He's been out and about for a long time. I don't really, I wouldn't call it obnoxious, or something anybody could label something obnoxious, but as far as the plurality of the people doing that, I don't think so. That would havoc. I asked my son once, did he ever got many complaints on that? He was a lifeguard for 7 years. It's like, no. I said, no, not that. I mean, I do understand the fact that it's a bell, it's an awful device. So there's always 2 sides to the story. As far as last week when we introduced this, I voted no, only because I'd like the change on the bell and get rid of it. It's pretty loud. That was pretty loud. That truck, 5 state police, that's some of the tractor trailers. But I believe the area should be expanded. If anything else, as we speak about your problem, if the area was moved out to a wider space, more streets, whatever, just more volume as far as streets and areas goes, it wouldn't impact you specifically at different locations as you're speaking to. I think that was the reason that I voted no. I just thought it kind of restricted things. I have to go back and read the verbiage, I guess, in the whole statute regarding the veterans. I don't hold that being there with the truck, but I don't double check on that. Hold on, sir. So I think that, really, I think as I spoke to last council meeting, I think like 26th Street would be at least a decent street, but at minimum 2 streets to 16th Street, I would say just expand it, if nothing else, just a little bit. Voting yesterday, I should say, on this ordinance, just so we can get it going, and at that point, maybe certainly would have been first to possibly be expanded a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think, so right now,
Well-
unfortunately, the public portion's closed. And what we can do is have the manager look at it. I believe from my memory is to sell specifically on the beach, you needed to be a veteran. I don't know that the truck had to be a veteran, but I think that's something our manager needs to look into and get clarification on. And that's something I can ask our manager to get clarification on, make sure that he's playing on the same rules.
Yeah, Mayor, I'd just like to add that I believe they have copies of the documents or do whatever they need to be within the confines. So I thought maybe I thought he was a veteran, but hey, I've never seen his documentation personally. So I can't vouch for that regarding.
I'm sorry, Mike. But just so you know, the public part right now is closed. If you want to comment again, there's another comment at the end, but for the hearing, you listen to the public, council these comments. Yeah, but I'll have our manager make sure he looks into that so we follow those rules.
I just want to say, there's got to be a way we can. Certainly want to support our veterans. 1,000%. But the guy in the truck is also. I don't know the facts, but there's got to be a way we can sit down and get it. Your role. Then sit down, I'll sit down. Chat. So I'm looking at, city ordinance, section 5-4, municipal beaches and recreational area permits, paragraph E, and it does state the beaches and the recreational areas, you have to be a veteran. So he's driving his truck there, you don't have to be a veteran to drive the truck on the island. So I think part of the problem was in the past, when he's sitting next to the seawall or an entrance to the beach and playing that loud music there, that was an issue, you know? And so I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we're trying to mitigate that. That's why I say now, if I'm misreading it somewhere, you guys think I'm, you know, fully supportive of that. We don't want. I know thousands and thousands of people on the beach in the summertime, you know.
Two, was it really ordinance when you're on the street, you don't need to be a veteran, but if you're walking onto the beach, the regulation does say on the beach, you need to be a veteran. I think that's the crux. That's something that I think needs to be looked at. So, this is true. It says on the beach. It's being a veteran.
So now the issue is, if you're ringing the bell on the beach, like, I'm selling, you know, but you're not actually doing the transaction on the beach, so what's the legalities of that? Which he's been playing his loud music on the side of the seawall and right there at the beach entrance all the time, so, I mean.
So, George, I have a question for you. If we remove the section about the bell from the ordinance tonight, would that be considered a substantive change? You have the paragraph, it's
Section B and then paragraph 2.
that way they can ring the bell on the beach. Paragraph 2,
Yeah, that would be a substantial change. Table tonight, and then we republish it and adopt it.
Is the truck allowed to, maybe Kaz, maybe you can answer this. Is the truck allowed to ride around residential areas like they always used to?
It depends on the ordinance that the city decides upon. I believe at one point they didn't want it driving around. The residents were complaining. Fortunately, they'll complain about it if it's, some people love the truck driving around in neighborhoods and then some people don't. Same thing with the bell, the bell was complained about a long time ago, so then he changed to the music. Well, yeah, the music was
hear that all over the
complained about.
Yeah.
So now, as we talked about, the bell's back, so there's gonna be complaints about the bell. But to answer your question, I think there was a time where he wasn't allowed to drive through the neighborhoods. The city didn't want that, so that's why he concentrates on where he concentrates on. And to Neil's point, there's probably a way to make everybody happy. It's just, you gotta figure that out and maybe get all the vendors together. It's definitely a tricky situation because you have the beach vendors, thousands of people on the beach, as we stated, and then the guy in the truck's trying to drum up business as well. But now he's taking, it could be appearing as though he's taking customers from the guys on the beach. Historically, the truck should be driving around town in the different areas that the veterans aren't. They're concentrating on the beach, but as we stated, Jim's been around for a while, and I know he's going to say, well, there are no customers except on the beach in the time. It's definitely not a solution, but to Neil's point, maybe
Well, I was going to say, I'm kind of getting the sense that council might want to table this ordinance for now. I know the issue with the ordinance is if we don't make the change, then the truck can't sell at all. But I also think that there's not a clear consensus of what council wants to do right now. For me personally, I think maybe I'd like to have maybe Dennis and Neil, you guys can kind of take the lead on this, kind of work with the veterans, work with the vendors to come up with what we think is best for the city. I would tell you my position, and you guys can do whatever you guys think is appropriate, but the original agreement was 8th Street. I think we should go back to that original agreement of 8th Street, selling on the street ends. I do remember when the bell was a major issue. I think you start ringing that bell on the beach again. I think we can go back to the irate moms. Not something I think any of us want to deal with. But I also think we have to figure something out too, because a couple of the streets just short of the promenade, I guess with the loud and what I call it unique music that the ice cream truck is playing, we're actually getting complaints from the neighbors there. So they'll sit there on the street end and play it for 15 or 20 minutes, trying to bring people up. So if you guys want to vote on this tonight, you can, but my suggestion is that we table it and allow Neil and Dennis to try to work on this, something that makes sense for the community.
So, table it, what would the ice cream truck vendor be permitted to do? Sounded like you said he wouldn't. Okay.
So right now, it does not allow for any sale on the beach or any sale on the street ends. And that's something that council has to think about. That's why Karen asked what our options were. Those are our options. We can pass it as is tonight, or table it to try to come up with a consensus, or pass it with the idea of coming back and changing it. And that's something that I guess I'd like to hear council's opinion on.
So he could still operate, right? I mean, he has a mercantile license and everything, right? Just no bell at that means.
It would be able to go on the beach. And, yeah, you really couldn't draw people off. Not for the street, but to be on the beach, you need to be, any vendor would need to be. So that is,
Myself.
but that's why I said that council might want to consider tabling this to work out the details. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually we have a pretty good consensus when we go forward, but I've heard from every council member, and there's very different opinions from everybody, and I think there should be a consensus before we move forward. right? My original position is we should move it, think about changes, but listening to the comments tonight, it sounds like we're not in a position to. So it's up to you guys. If you want to table it, we need a motion to table. And then we would go on tabling this tonight. If you want to vote, we would need a
As long as
motion.
everybody can still work, because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Exactly,
We're gonna have to get rocking with this, so if we table it, everybody can still work.
including the truck.
So, but
And
they,
then we'll
the
work on it.
truck would be able to bring or go on to the beach. That's, and really what the truck should keep to is the original agreement of 8th Street to the sea. That would have to be understanding. Obviously, it's at the discretion of our police department, how they operate. Right, so we create ordinances, they make determinations on how to operate.
I certainly understand that. I just want to make sure. Settled out. It's not like it's January. So,
But I would say that we should
look,
look
we pass
to,
it and then amend it.
it sounds like passing it would create a hardship, and that's what I'm hearing, and that there's some questions about what can be done. We're gonna pass it tonight. The bill, and then change it in June, you're gonna remove the bill from. That's just what it creates here. I think either pass it and go with it for a year and see how it works, or you table it tonight and change it. Those are my two. I agree with the assumption. I would not feel comfortable leaving this in place for a year. That would be my position.
Well, 8th Street South down to, the promenade, that's a pretty short area. It's, I don't want to go overboard, the whole thing, I mean, but it's, ice cream truck, it's like, baseball, mom and pop at the ball games, and ice cream and American pie, or, whatever, I just think we should do something to at least, I mean, he had a lot of freedom, Mr. Felicity did, and I'm not saying that he should have freedom to go anywhere, but 8th Street South, if all of a sudden within this ordinance, it was gonna be 14th, and I'm thinking it should be wider, and all of a sudden we're gonna make it 8th Street South Memorial Day weekend, which is supposed to be a nice weekend too. That doesn't sound very fair at all. So,
Up to council.
I'd like to just.
suggestions,
table it,
George?
What we had last year, last several years. That's it.
Received his market out.
I know he's applied. I don't know if it's been issued yet. I can check on that.
You know, if he's getting his permit to sell the way it is now, I'm okay. It's okay. Now, something, but that's if he's getting his. I don't want, like he's been working in the city of the island for 25 years. Like Dennis mentioned, he just lost his mom. He's he's a good guy. People complain about things on the beach, flying umbrellas, different things. So if he's getting his mercantile license and we leave it just the way it is now, I'm working on it.
I understand what they're saying about the poor guy at the north end. The poor guy's walking down the beach, and the ice cream truck is 1 block ahead all the way down. Every time the ice cream guy that gets to that lot, they've already purchased from the guy in the truck. So I get what they're saying in not getting any business whatsoever all the way down. I just think there's got to be a way we can work something out. Maybe that's covered the beach. I don't know. We've got to work that out there. So, if you think if the mayor thinks it's best to table it,
Yeah, so here's what I'd say, that what I'd really like to see is probably Dennis and Neil try to work with our veterans, work with our ice cream truck to come up with something that works, that council would be agreeable to. I know our deputy mayor made a motion to table. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. And we have roll call.
You,
Yes.
Lettieri, Haney,
No.
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
I'll vote to table.
4-0.
Yes.
Can I retract or abstain?
I believe you can abstain or change your, I don't think it's final yet. That's up to Ann.
I just like to retract.
All right, so the motion's been tabled. Um, Dennis, do you have their phone? Dennis, do you have Mike's phone? Mark, do you have Mike's phone? You have Mike's contact information?
Oh, I do, yes.
All right, if you could reach out, if you guys can try and use that.
Right, set up a meeting.
Yeah, if you guys,
Probably next week.
yeah, if you're not, I have Jim's number too. All right, if you guys could try to work that out, if we can have something before the next meeting. Obviously, we would probably need it by Friday before the next meeting. Just gotta have it ready.
We'll try and do it early.
And I agree with our solicitor here. It makes no sense to pass something to only retract it. Thank you for your advice.
Mayor, I'm still, where are we at as far as where the ice cream truck could work? Because last year he was, I looked briefly, Mike, that's the way I recalled it when you mentioned the statue with the veteran. I don't remember the sales on the beaches veterans, just like you said. I'd have to go back there and look and see that part. Is that on our E360 on the
Yeah,
promenade
yeah.
right now?
With the veterans on the beach, recreational areas.
Right, that part, but I mean regarding like from A Street South down to Promenade, limited area. Because it sounds like that's
that
what we're gonna be
was-
rolling with for the next couple of weeks.
It was, so the part about being able to sell from 8th Street to the promenade was removed. That was something that we were trying to correct. But what was presented was 14th Street and then the adding of the bell, which I think there's some things that need to be worked out.
So it reverts back to last year.
So it should revert back to how we've operated last year until we have something. That's my sense from the city manager.
Veterans, they're up to stump on the paperwork, so is he. And I'd just like to add, hey, we all love our vets. I mean, we love taking care of our vets here in the island, everything we do with the 4-wheel drives, giving them, free 4-wheel. The things we do with the active vets, with the free beach badges and everything else. The veterans down the beaches, selling the ice cream is a wonderful thing. So, in no way, shape, or form would I want anything to be interpreted that, the issue revolves around vets versus non-vets. And I don't know, Jim still might be a vet, maybe he's not. I don't know, but I always thought that he was. And I thought maybe he even had something on file, like it's, I don't know. I can't say.
So in the past, you had to have a veteran on the truck. So in the past, we would have to check the truck and he had a veteran.
Right, he was, yeah, so.
I'm not sure if the ordinance changed over the years and maybe he's just solo now, but
There's a
way back when we used to check the truck and make sure that.
fairly strong likelihood he is.
But that may have changed in the changing of the ordinances. And not to complicate things, I think it's been stated that they're all beloved guys. Like people love the guy that comes with the cooler on Roosevelt. They all know him. They love him. People love Jim. Jim has watched those kids grow up and they actually wait for Jim to come. So they're all loved guys. And to Neil's point, we can work it out, sure. And not to complicate things, but Jim, the truck holds more. So sometimes, and now I'm talking as a parent, sometimes the truck has stuff that the coolers don't have. So that complicates things a little bit more as well, because it's a little bit different of what's on the truck. If they're looking for a specific type of ice cream. And if you're a parent, that's the only one that's gonna work. You gotta have the one that they want.
Well said, Chief.
So up next, we have ordinance number 11 of 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance to amend the city code in various places concerning taxi cabs. Anybody wishing, we have a motion second?
Second.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this issue, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public comment, we're going to close the public portion. Any council comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance number 12, 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance to amend various sections of the municipal code to update the rank structure of the fire department to further remove the term Director of Public Safety. Motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All right, this time we'll open it up for public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard on this issue, please come up and state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public comment, we're going to close the public portion. Any council comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Job, chief.
Ordinance number 13 of 2025, which is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance to amend Chapter 260 of the Code of the City of Brigantine entitled Streets and Sidewalks to remove escrow fees from the revocable license application process. We have a motion and second.
Motion.
This time, we're going to open it up. Oh, sorry, it just reads it, but it's there. All right, this time we'll open it up for public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public comment, we'll close the public portion. Any council comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance number 14 of 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance amending ordinance 2024-10, which vacated the 20-foot paper street along Atlantic Brigantine Boulevard between Island and Block 3401, lots 1 through 14, to provide additional clarity as to the ownership of the vacated lands. We have a motion second. This time, we're opening up for public hearing. Anybody wishing to be heard, please come state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public comment, we're going to close the public portion. Any council comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri? Hany?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon? Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance number 15 of 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance to make certain fines and penalties payable offenses. We have a motion second.
Second.
This time, we'll open it up for public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard on this ordinance, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public participation, we're going to close the public portion. Any council comments?
Yes, Mayor. So, to Chief, so we see all these cars driving out on the beach and getting stuck. So they would then, this fine would be imposed at that time?
No, if it's a stuck car, yeah, we get a no 4x4 permit.
No.
Ticket.
That seems like a good, because everyone's trying it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had it. It's changed a little bit.
So this should be tacked on to whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had a no 4x4 permit statute.
All right, if there's no other comments, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2025-115, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the award of contract to Budelli Brothers, Inc. for City Hall Complex HVA system not to exceed $1,809,000. Brigantine, New Jersey. Motion second.
Motion.
I'll tell you, this is a very much needed project. And when we first started this, I think Karen and I, we started this like maybe over a year ago. Government moves very, very slow. We had figured out we were spending more money in repairs on our HVA system than if we actually just bought a new system. So we're moving that finally forward. I really want to thank John and Tiger for getting us across the finish line. I appreciate it, so thank you. All right, questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Julio,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have resolution 2025-116, and this is a resolution with the approval to submit a grant application for bike 2026 Brigantine-8 and execute grant agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation. The motion second.
I'll make that motion.
The money we're looking at for this grant application is for Harbor Beach Boulevard. We get these DOT grants. We've been very successful with them in the past. We were able to do part of Harbor Beach Boulevard last year under a DOT grant. We're applying for another one so we can continue our way through, and this has been something that has been requested a lot by people down in that area. So we're going back to get that.
Just want to add, this is also going to be Brigantine Avenue from like Jersey Cal and Harbor Beach. And this is also going to loop.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri, Amy,
Yes.
Virgilio, Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
One of the things I want to add too is I'm really proud of how aggressively the city goes after grant money. We've been very successful across the board with that, and it really helps us to get a lot of projects done and really keep the cost down for the taxpayers of Brigantine. So I vote yes. Resolution 2025-117, and this is a resolution for the approval to submit a municipal aid grant application MA 2026 Brigantine 8 Executive Grant Agreement with New Jersey Department of Transportation. This is for street, for the bike lanes, right?
This one is for paving from Manitoba to Seaside on Harbor Beach.
All right. Next one's good. Thank you. This one. All right, we have a motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
you,
Yes.
Lettieri, Amy,
Yes.
Virgilio,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-118. This is a resolution amending the City of Brigantine 2025 year municipal budget by the insertion of a special item of revenue and appropriation from the County of Atlantic and State of New Jersey for the 2025 Click-O Ticket Program. This is the amount of $2,800. We have a motion second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri, Amy,
Yes.
Virgilio,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-119. This is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a refund for overpayment of rental registration fees. We have a motion second.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri, Amy,
Yes.
Virgilio, Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-120, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the purchasing of body armor through Lawman Supply Company of New Jersey through state contract 17 Fleet 754. We have a motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second. My voice, you know what I mean?
I like the enthusiasm.
I'm not sure what was fun with
Questions or
that,
comments?
or the air conditioning going down in the air conditioning room.
All right, if there's no questions or comments, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri, Amy,
Yes.
Virgilio,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-121. This is a resolution authorizing award of contract with Utility Services Company, Inc. for emergency utility repairs for Well 5, which is 217 14th Street South. This is the amount of $7,000. We have a motion second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri? Virgilio? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-122, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the purchasing of live scan system cabinet fingerprinting machine via state contract T3083. This is the amount of $26,726. We have a motion second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri? Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-123, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the refund to La Semana Club Boardwalk Resorts for withdrawal of annual pool inspection. We have a motion and second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri? Kane? Virgilio? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-124, and this is authorizing an amendment of the 2025 City Council meeting schedule in Brigantine, New Jersey. We're looking to reschedule our meeting from June 18th, rescheduling it to June 25th at 4 p.m. The reason we need to reschedule it is because there is a conflict with graduation for the Brigantine Community School. Department heads and most of the council will be in graduation, so we figured we would reschedule. We have a motion and second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-125, and this is a resolution authorizing a contract with CM3 Building Solutions, Inc. for improvements to HVAC system at City Hall Complex. This is the amount of $399,400. You'll see the resolution for the HVAC system in two parts. One of it is the whole system itself. This resolution here is for the control that goes with that system. I will tell you, I've been in some public buildings where they've upgraded the system, but not the control unit. It doesn't work well that way, so I'm very glad we're getting both. Yeah, it hurt. It hurts. We have a motion second.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, for questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri? Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2025-126. This is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract with CM3 Building Solutions for the replacement coils for the rooftop unit at the community center. This is the amount of $42,775. The motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes, Lettieri?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-127, and this is a resolution by the City of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract with CM3 Building Solutions for replacement coils on the condensing and AC units at City Hall. This is the amount of $33,769. We have a motion second. So moved. Second. Questions or comments? That over to John. Until we get the new system. Yeah, otherwise it's gonna be real hot. Yeah. Just so you know, like, we've had to bring in portable air conditioners to try to keep the temperatures, so it's easier to try to replace and repair it right now. So, great. If there's no other questions or comments, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri? Yes.
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Paul, just so you know, I asked the same exact question as you did. I vote yes. Resolution 2025-128, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the contract of 3M Building Solutions for the replacement of one air conditioning unit at the Brigantine Library. This is the amount of $14,639. Motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-129. This is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract with Frank Mazet Son Inc. for the mini golf turf replacement. This is the amount of $72,367.59. Have a motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Johnny, we have a timeline on that? And they install it for
If there's no other questions, can we have roll call?
You,
yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Virgilio? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-130, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract with Unitech Drilling Co., Inc. for emergency repairs for well 5, which is located at 214 14th Street South, amount of $13,200. We have a motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri? Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio? Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our consent agenda. We have a request from the Elks to extend the noise ordinance for the May 25th, 2025 clam bake until 11 p.m. Community Presbyterian Church 2025 summer service schedule. Brigantine VFW Post 6964 Parade and Memorial Day services. Brigantine Chamber of Commerce Eagles tailgates 1 and 2. Motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our council manager committee discussions. Start off with our city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have a couple things I want to go over. First thing, would like to announce that we're launching our Report a Concern. It's through our website. You can go to brigantinebeach.org. Right on our homepage, there's a link that says Digital Forums. You click on that, scroll down to the Code Enforcement and Fire Prevention section, and then you can click on the Report a Concern. What this is, you can fill out an online form. You put in the address of either the complaint or you put in your address and your email and your information. You put where their complaint is. There's a drop down. There's a whole list of all kinds of complaints, whether it's a high grass, a pothole, or something like that. And then it's routed to the appropriate department. So that way they are alerted through email that there's a concern. This is not taking place of somebody calling the non-emergency line for the police department. If you need immediate assistance for something, you call the non-emergency line 266-7414. This is more, instead of calling the office and saying my neighbor's grass is 3 feet tall, you can literally go on our website and just put it in that way. You can take pictures, upload pictures, and immediately go to our code enforcement office. So there are other things that we'll be launching online through that same platform. This one leading into Memorial Day weekend, it's going to get busy. I thought it would be important to get it out and get it advertised right now. We will put out some social media posts through our account, Facebook and Instagram as well. So this is good. This is through the Gulf Pilot platform, the new program we switched to. Second thing, and as a veteran, 34 years still serving, really excited about this one. We've been kind of working on this one for a while. John, if you want to bring that front and center? So this is our Veterans Banner Program that we are officially launching this evening. And the mock one we had made up was, that's a real one for John's father, who served in the U.S. Army and also in the Navy. So we've been thinking about this for a while. Again, as a veteran, I thought it'd be great to have these around town. As I've traveled around the country, I've seen these in a lot of other towns, and they look amazing, attached to lampposts, stuff like that, in parks, in the business districts. Our plan is to, we have a form that is on our website. It will be placed on our website tomorrow morning. And we also have a one-page document here that gives all the information on one side. On the other side is an application. The banners are $150. They remain in place for 3 years. They're going to be displayed from Memorial Day to right after Veterans Day. They will stay up for the entire season, barring any severe weather that may come our way. Public Works will take them down. The plan right now is to place them along the promenade in the Central Business District, Lighthouse District, and Jersey Cal. Everywhere we've done those streetscapes in our business districts. The lamp posts, we will be getting brackets for the pole, for the banner that will attach to the side of the lamp post, and then we will display the banners. The promenade, in the work that's going to be done there, all of those lamp posts are coming down. We did spec new lamp posts that have two things on them. One is an outlet on each one of them, and another is the brackets for these banners to be installed. If you go around now, there's not a lot of poles that have the brackets, but Public Works, John, will be ordering brackets for the poles that we need. We're really excited about this. Another thing is any member of, you have to be had to have been a resident of Brigantine to get one of these. So if it's a parent that lives here and their child never lived here, the intent of this is for Brigantine residents and people who have been Brigantine residents. That's the intent of this. If that member that person was killed in action, there is no charge. So if somebody fills it out and we find out that they were killed in action, there's a special, they do make a banner where it notates that, and we will not charge them for that. At the end of the 3 years, the banner will be returned to the family, at which time, if they would like to reapply, it's kind of like our bench program, they will have the option to reapply. It's $150, and then we purchase a new banner, because I'm sure over 3 years they will fade and stuff like that. And space permitting, we'll be able to put them back in the cycle. One thing also is you don't get to choose where the banner goes. And some people say, I want the banner here. So that could get out of control. So we will put the banners up as we get them, and we have forms to do it. So again, on our website, you'll be able to get the download the banner. There's also it's a fillable PDF form on our website, so you can fill it out online and just email it. The instructions are right on the banner where to email it, and then they can come in and pay, or if they want to email a picture or drop a picture off. And yeah, we're excited about it. And it's Rachel right outside my door in the administration office will be handling these applications, and I will make sure the VFW and the get them as well. So yeah, yeah, absolutely. This will go out on social media as well, and also a press release that I will be sending to the paper as soon as I get back to my office this evening. Questions? That is the size. So that is the exact size. That is what the banner will look like. That banner will be displayed in the city. That will be the first one to go up. Yeah, and it's two-sided. It's two-sided. Yeah.
So Tiger, I know this is a project I think you wanted to start the first couple of weeks that you got here. I know that
Took me 2
you and
years.
John worked really hard on this, and I know our CFO did all the background paperwork to make sure that we could set up the accounts and move this forward. Really want to thank both of you for getting this done. I've seen similar things in other communities. They look beautiful, outstanding. I think it is a great tribute to our veterans. So thank you both. And actually, if you guys don't mind, Tom's here from the Times. I know you're sending a press release later, but I do think it would be appropriate for the two of you to take a picture for the newspaper, if you don't mind. And Tom, can you grab a picture of these guys? Thank you. You guys. Yeah, bring it up now. Get it
Yeah,
up.
I think,
He's here.
I think all of council should be in the picture because, you
It's
know,
up to you.
Second the
Yeah,
motion.
I think so.
Wasn't my
Except
project,
Mike.
so I don't want to take credit for anything.
I can
didn't do.
Photoshop Mike out of
I
it.
got a face for radio. I don't.
It's up to you guys. You guys work really hard on this. If you want us, you can.
Yeah.
Why don't we make it the end of the meeting?
We're done. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Perfect. Over to our department heads. Paul, really want to thank you. I don't think this would have moved forward without your hard work. I don't know if council or even the members of your department know how long and how hard you worked to get this done. I think any concerns and any questions that council had or the community had, you were on top of. I think your presentations were professional. I think, at least for me and my lack of knowledge in how the fire department works, I think you did a good job of kind of educating me. And I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank the police department for working alongside with us because I think that was one of the concerns too with the rank structure there. And I know from the chief to the police union, everybody worked together to make sure that this happened because it is the right thing for the city. And I think that is one of the good things about what we have here in Brigantine is that we all work for the better. So I want to thank both departments for your involvement in getting this done. Please. Awesome. That's good stuff.
And I just have a couple quick things there. There's line item in here, the click it or ticket. I think most people are familiar with it by now, but it's nice we get some state funding and allows officers separate from the daily workload and just concentrate on seatbelts. The other thing is body armor. Unfortunately, that's dwindling every year. Still have some money from the state, and then what you approved today was our contribution from our budget. It's getting bigger and bigger, so now it passes the threshold. You guys have to vote on it now. But we still get a little bit of it. The other thing is the fingerprint machine. If anyone had questions, that's obviously a necessary item. Every department has one. Ours kind of we used up its life expectancy, and this is a nice state of the art new machine. So thanks for. And to elaborate on your question, the statute was always there. What you voted on was that we increased the penalties. It was kind of trying to make it more penalties that people weren't. It's not just cars, it's four-wheel drives that decided not to buy them. It also changes the way that people once they do get
I'll turn over to our deputy mayor, Karen View.
I'd first like to welcome Annie back. Let's have a little medical. Thank you for being with us tonight. Like Johnny said, the beach cleanup was great, and I was at the shredding event, and it was a steady stream of cars, even though some of them came up and said, "Why are you here?" But it was great. There at one point there were cars all the way back down to Brigantine Avenue. So and people are very, very grateful for us providing that service. So thank you, Johnny, and for all your hard work on that. At the links, the irrigation project finished a little early, and it is awesome. I haven't seen it running yet, but I've had reports of a couple of people saying, "Wow, there are a lot of heads out there." Running course is really starting to green up. The company that did a great job. They cleaned up after themselves, and when we would play, there would be like 9 or 10 guys on each hole working. And it was awesome. We look forward to a great golf season, and that between that and the new car pass, it really looks good. Of course, Saturday is our first farmers market, 8 a.m. till noon. This is our 11th season. The weather is looking good, so come on out and join on the festivities there. I just want to mention quite a few business owners have been sprucing up their flower pots and little garden beds in front of their gardens. Johnny and I talked about this last week. He's got his guys out there weeding some of the beds. But in the last 2 days, I've seen people hired by the different businesses to plant flowers, and it really looks nice. And I just want to wish everybody a happy and safe.
Councilman Terry?
I think I saw.
Councilman Dean?
John, Tiger, that this is beautiful. Really great thing. Sure. John, Tiger, any other news? I know Atlantic Electric, maybe John, their best efforts to maybe disconnect the wiring and fixtures, but
Unfortunately, it's the same. We're still waiting on Atlantic City Electric to come disconnect all the wires and remove the fixtures from their poles. We are at a standstill with our beach parking lots. Unfortunately, we can't do it. Public Works will be removing the poles once the wires and fixtures are down, and then we can pave, but there's a 100% chance that they will not be open this weekend.
so they're all going to be just blocked off. Right?
They are blocked off. And it's unfortunate, but it is out of our control.
And just to kind of put a note too, that the city has been in contact with Atlantic City Electric since last January. Like, it is obscene how long it's taking them to act on this. I will tell you, we're not there, but I'm at the point where I'm ready to file a formal complaint with BPU. Right? I know that we're going to try to work this out and get it done. They won't make a decision or give us a date on when they will, I guess, cut the power. To me, that is unacceptable.
Mayor, I did see your letter, public letter on Pier 44 and the residents by the hockey court. Very nice to see. Thank you for that. We really are great people. I did remark about that on our last council. Mike, Neil, all of us have been down there with kids, grandkids, whatever the case might be, grandparents being there. Those people are wonderful. They never complained about anything. Mike, Neil, I guess never. They're just like saints. So I guess if they, if they're a little concerned about something, definitely have our ear. So. Congratulations to Summer and Sage. Two of us were tied up, couldn't make it, but Neil, Paul, myself managed to make it there at 31st February, I guess that is, where the old Turtle Coffee was. Real nice, young lady. And got to get some of my family and friends there with her and, just in the best, the coffee shop and, good timing. Summer's, we got Memorial Day kicking things off and, the end of June when all the kids get out of school seems to, be when things really kind of time. So we wish them the best of luck, along with all our other businesses, obviously. Our parade is remarked to this upcoming, Sunday and Memorial Day itself. It's a celebratory time, that everyone has a good time, but, at least we never forget, really, we celebrate the heroism of our brave service members who paid the ultimate price. And so, we never forget that, but, it's a celebration of that heroism. And on that note, May 8th was the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe. I just saw that, a little bit ago. It's amazing. You see all the videos and documentaries of that. There's less and less of our service members, still around, like in their late 90s and 100s. But World War II speaks for itself. If you watch any of the documentaries and that show. But Victory in Europe, 80 years ago, May. And finally, I just want to close, Chief, congrats again on all the work. You really did a great job putting that all together and amending the rank structure. So it was probably in tune with the way it should be. And just sort of fits.
Councilmember Virgilio?
So it begins. Get the pleasure of living on Purple Beach Boulevard, so I'll see the stream coming in starting this weekend. And then also the different communities are starting to have their meetings. Coke Hill Beach, I believe, is this Saturday morning. So we'll be there. And then Saturday evening, I was invited to a drive party. Chief, I may need a little backup on that. I think there were, for the most part, a lot has been fixed. The replenishment is looking great. Not going to make everyone happy, Tiger, but we'll smooth it over this weekend. That's it for me.
Councilman King?
I was surprised, the 5 blocks that I did, the pathways. What that mean? Yeah, but it was winter time. Traffic was summer. August, September. Also, it's like a great turnout for a local event. That's Promotion the Elks. Brigantine was out big. And, nice and crowded there. Fine. We're watching their big stuff, so they do things great. Thank all the hard workers at the Garden Club. They've been out watching, doing a great job. So that's Thank you.
Council.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this evening and hearing the different issues that we have to deal with. Concerns and love things work out, solve issues. Continue to do that. Other than that, last week we had an economic development meeting. This particular issue, I'm happy to say, the Scalas has stepped up. They're going to get a more or less a local bus that's going to run a route around the island to move people around, help with parking and all. Chamber of Commerce has been doing a lot, working with the Scalas, and Mayor also has been involved with that. So that's a good thing. Should be starting this weekend or very soon. Cultural Arts Commission is always getting together, setting things up for the summer. They love their arts festival and all. Chamber of Commerce, they'll be there at the farmer's market on Saturday, set up with plenty of free stuff. So if you're at the farmer's market, stop by the chamber tent and they have a lot of good giveaways and all. Baseball and Softball Association with Tom Ricci coaching the kids and running the leagues, and even Bill Kaczynski, who was here earlier, doing a great job coaching the boys down there. I'm telling you, if you see the kids playing at 26th Street, stop by because there's some good players in Brigantine this year. A lot of good players, good pitching and hitting. So it's worthwhile to stop below. And that net this year is great because a lot of the course. Also, I want to thank all the department heads. With all the work that's been going on the island here, to see the police all presence right there around the construction workers, it's great to see that safety and all. I can't say enough about John Doring. He's just, anytime there's an issue, whether it's whatever it is, it has to do with public works. John's there and gets the job done. A lot of good feedback, and of course the fire department. What else I got? The historical museum is going to be opening. The Chamber of Commerce is actually going to have somebody in there several days a week also, so it's a great place to stop in and see some of the historical stuff from Brigantine. There's a street signing ceremony at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center Saturday at 10 a.m. If you're around, stop by that. Stop in the historical museum. From Bob Shokoff. Yep. Farmer. It's going to be great. What else we got? The VFW is having a great golf outing tomorrow morning. Hopefully we can play. It doesn't rain too much. So if you're around, you want to stop down by the links at 9 a.m. or stop by afterwards with some lunch, make a donation, and just hang out. It's a good time.
And if you're a loud explosion around 9 a.m., it's just the cannon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they'll have the
First salute.
They'll have the cannon
first
shoot
salute.
off at 9 a.m.
I'm sure you'll be getting calls, Chief.
And what else? That's about it I have for now. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns, my number's on the front page of the Brigantine Times. I'm always available. And that's it.
Let me give a quick update. I know, Mike, this was an important project for you, but 45th Street Cove, the resurfacing and reconstruction of that is almost complete. And we had a meeting yesterday. We're trying to put together the funding to do the rest of 45th Street, but I know that the cove is really bad shape. The Brigantine Memorial Day Parade and ceremony is going to be held on Sunday, May 25th. Lineup is on the 15th Street side of City Hall starting at 10:30 a.m. The parade's going to step off at about 11 a.m. And proceed down Revere Boulevard to the Memorial Triangle. And then the ceremony will take place immediately following the parade. So I want to make sure that people knew about the schedule for that event. And obviously, this is a big one for Brigantine. And one of the things that always makes me proud is that Brigantine always has a huge turnout for our veteran services events that we do here. So we're very, very proud of that. Give a quick update. We've been trying to work for a couple of years on dredging in the back bays. We've received multiple complaints from residents, both the south end and north end, and basically, I want to say from Sunflower Island all the way back around to where the old Point Marina is, needs to be dredged. We've reached out to the DOT. Probably about 2 years ago, the DOT said they came down, they did some surveys of it, because that bay is not Brigantine's, it's actually the state of New Jersey that's managed by the DOT. They said it was still passable and would not dredge at that time. We had a number of residents on the south end, mostly in the fourth ward, put together a petition and asked us to forward that petition on their behalf to the state, to the DOT. We contacted Senator Palestina's office, working with our legislative team. The senator presented that to the acting commissioner of the DOT. The DOT said that they would work together with the DEP to come down and take a look at it, and that if it is as bad as the residents are claiming, then they will consider dredging at that time. So as soon as we have more information on that, we'll get that out. But it's one, it's good to see the DOT taking action. Two, it's really good that we have a great legislative team, and Senator Palestina always delivers for us. And his relationship with the acting commissioner has really helped Brigantine a lot. So we'll keep people posted on that, but I want to let you guys know that that is moving forward. As Dennis said earlier, we had sent an email out to the residents in the condos just behind the pickleball courts, kind of giving them the update. I think the biggest concern is they didn't know what was going on. We've explained, I think one of the biggest concerns was lights and being able to play at night. We are not putting lights out there. There's not going to be pickleball play at night. I know that made a lot of the residents happy. And also, for the most part, if we restrict the overflow courts to just the busy hours in the morning and not have it be an all-day thing, I believe that the residents would be agreeable to that. And I think something we need to look forward to, especially as we do some redevelopment down there, is some sound buffering between those condos and between those courts. And I think that would be something that's very helpful. That's something that's not in the works right now. That's going to take some budgeting. But I think that's something we got to start to look into. And also making sure that we keep them up to date on the decisions that are being made down there, because I think it's important to have impact from the community. So one, I appreciate everyone reaching out, but two, I also appreciate council's patience as we move forward. We want to make sure that we do things right. We try to get them done fast. So I'll keep everybody posted on that. And then I know that Tiger has met with our CER staff to kind of discuss those concerns and see what we can put in place to kind of have the extra courts and the high volume times, and also make sure that we're able to shut those down. One of the things I'm going to commend, obviously our dispatchers, our police and our fire department. I had the opportunity to go with their city manager and observe the active shooter training that they were doing at the school. And I would tell you, it is very, very impressive how well all three departments work together. And I think we always say how much we appreciate how much your departments put their lives on the line. But I think it's another thing to physically be in the room while there's active fire going on and seeing the shots that your guys are taking. And like I would tell you, I have two kids in the school, and seeing the training, the professionalism from all three departments, one made me feel a lot safer, and definitely gave me a deeper respect, deeper appreciation for the job that you guys do every day. And I want to thank you for including myself and Tiger in that. And I would definitely like, there's another opportunity, Chief, when you guys do that training again, if other council members observe that, because I will tell you, it is obviously for our former police, law enforcement, you guys are familiar with. I think for the rest of us, I don't think we fully understand the job that you guys do until you're sitting there and the shots are firing all around. So I was truly impressed with all the departments. So Chief, thank you very much for this.
We want to thank you guys for showing up. As you can imagine, a lot of city managers and mayors won't put the time to check it out. So we appreciate you guys coming. We really appreciate the fire department. They jumped right in. We're very receptive to the training, and they're very enthusiastic. And I have to give a shout out to Sergeant O'Donoghue and Lieutenant Hewitt, because they did a lot of work. We decided to do the training, and then they had to really do the lion's share of the work and design the scenarios and incorporate the fire department. So I want to commend them as well. And it's something we'll build off of. As you said, we'll get more council people involved, and maybe Mike Reardon can be the hostage next time.
If Mike's the hostage, I want to be there again.
I'd like to thank the city manager also for probably volunteering, for that, or recommending me to somewhere along. Yeah.
I would tell you, it's a humbling experience to be able to see it. So thank you very much. At this time, we'd like to open up for public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard on any issue, please come up, state your name and address for the record.
Lucille Marzano, 122 44th Street, Pier 44. Just want to thank you, Mayor, for getting back to us. And I'm glad that we have your attention. And, we understand that it's a valuable property behind us, and the changes will have to be made. Just be sure to keep us informed and, protect our properties. Some of us have been there for 10 years. So to me, that's a long time. So, but I mean, seriously, I'm glad we have your attention, and I appreciate your concern. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If there's no other public comments, we're going to close the public portion. Any final council comments?
Yeah, Mayor, hey, Mike, thanks for those remarks on ball field. John, I haven't been needing to say for a while, great job on those, the batting cages, the two of them, nice and level. Pretty as a picture they are. And Mike, all the activity down there is wonderful. Boys to girls, softball, baseball, it's amazing what Tom Pizzi has done. So on a, with that said, on a bit of a sad note, Mike, I don't know if you remember Anthony Harvey, coach's dad, young Anthony, he passed away, some type of attack, like natural causes, if you will. But he was, I think, 28 or 27. It's just right around like older son days. So just keep the family, great guy, Anthony, and his son Anthony as well, and brother, so I get his brother's name. A wonderful family, great kid, and God rest his soul, but just keep the family in thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Just a final comment. I hope people take some time this Memorial Day weekend to honor and remember our veterans who gave their lives in the service of this country. We have great service here. I know for us, it's the unofficial kickoff to summer, but it also commemorates a very important day. We should take some time to make sure that we pay our appropriate respects. All right, can we have a motion and second to end the meeting?
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.